Is everybody out there dancing? Are you alive? Are we alive tonight? So good to be here. So good to be here with all of you rockin' souls. It's Friday. It's the Friday Night Live. We are here. Welcome in. I'm your hostess, Karen, with Ozone Fine Art Ventures. I haven't said that for a little while. Makes me think of, well, the reason why I sit here every Friday night. We're going to get into that a little bit later. And tonight's superstar array is going to be based on you guys. For a large degree, we're talking about the rocks you love. And so you guys get to be part of the star and the material of the show, that star stuff that we're all made of. Let's talk about the rocks that we love and why. It just makes me feel good, and I think a bunch of you all and a bunch of us here at Ozone Fine Art Ventures, like in my head, need to think about feel better things, and what better subject than the very best rocks. So, that being said, hello, top of the evening to you, Ma. She's wielding a wrench. So, if you have any wrench duties that you need accomplished, she's one of your gals. And then we also have Allison Prairie Girl Rocks here. She is also a wrench. They're there to support you on this flight tonight. And JNV Rock Hounding is also here wielding a wrench. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. And we have Ryan in the house. Very good to see you as well. Femme Mechanique Designs, she is here. You guys just saw some of Julie Femme Mechanique's designs work there in the opening montage, as well as Ryan's. We're going to be talking about the Cabochon, the wonderful contest that we have going on over on the Discord. We're going to be covering some of that this evening. Another little sesh with Jahik. He's going to fill us in on some of the deets. We've got Brian here in the house also. Good to see you. And he is broadcasting this chat live from Quartzsite. We would love to hear what's going on in Quartzsite. This is fantastic. Scott Argyle is still, or is here, still here, maybe from last week, who knows, in the house as well. My goodness. And my lips runneth over with words. As they usually do. Soul Adventurous is here. Cheryl, good to see you tonight. Everybody's saying hi to each other. I'm wondering also if the Julie from AZ Rock Hounding Expeditions is around as well. I do see Brian, and Julie will be joining us shortly. Excellent. She's fixing our dinner at the moment. How lovely. I'm sorry that you're missing the beginning of the broadcast, but dinner is important, and we shall look forward to seeing you in a little bit. But also, one of the sets of stones that we're going to be concentrating on is indeed some work of Julie and Brian's. And so we're going to have a look at a few of the rocks that we did cut open last weekend. Over the last Friday Night Live. And then we have a few more unopened packages right behind my Stein there for the Steinkernens that we're going to open. They're the last of my very, very deep rock box that those guys sent me. You can have one too if you want. And so we're gonna be seeing those in a little bit. So we've got a chock full of nuts kind of evening, as per tradition, and it looks like everybody is flat lapping. Oh, Allison and Ma were flat lapping, and so Ma is saying that she might have laps on her fingers. Can't type so much at the moment. Chris is here. Boops to you. Cynthia Foss is in the house, and good to see you, Cynthia. Will also have some work in the micro zone. So some of these AZ rock counting expeditions rocks, we're going to be sliding underneath the micro zone eyeballs. Then also we've got Prairie Girl rocks from last week when that we opened during the live stream that you all know we needed to put underneath the microscope. We've got a piece of pet wood and that pebble with all the critters in it. And so we've got that to look at. And let me make sure that we are caught up. And so we've got those things happening here in the very near future, things that have already happened. I just wanted to shout out a few of the videos that dropped over the course of the week. Of course, we always have a fabulous Allison Prairie Girl Rocks coffee on Wednesday, and there was a video to watch. So you got to go watch that. We had a wonderful also video from Jeff and Vicky, J&V Rock Hounding. So many rocks to look at. And so that was a really good time. And then Brian and Julie did drop AZ Rock Hounding Expeditions, dropped a Yellow Cat video that you gotta go and watch. And if you are not already subscribed to its lattice, then not lettuce like in a salad, but it's lattice. There was a great video. And I think that I saw even in the chat, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about your channel. And over on the Discord, some folks made sure that the invites were up there to go watch the video when it was premiering. And sure enough, there were people there that were like, wow, missed out on knowing about this channel. And so go check that out. Give It's Lattice some love. Go sub up if you haven't subbed already. And also, there was a surprise video out by our friend Ryan, who did get his box from the Christmas Minerally Rocksmiths that we did from the Rock Shed. And so he did an unveiling of that material, and it is so droolrific. It's definitely some of the rocks we love, and I can't wait to see what Ryan does with that material. So if you haven't seen that one, you can go see what he got when he ordered from those folks over there at the Rock Shed. That was like top shelf stuff. And awesome. Jeff is saying, I watch. He has a good channel. Fabulous assessment. Yeah. And so it's always nice since we're all one big happy rock family, spreading out the love. I know you only have a certain amount of time for certain videos and that sort of thing. Everybody has a bunch of stuff to work and do, but it's always fun when we can spread some of the Rockhound love with each other. And so thank you so much, Allison, for posting up some links there. I really appreciate that. And excellent. Okay, so that down in the chat, we have the links for Jeff's video, AZ Rock Hounding Expeditions videos. Like AZ is going to have to be the abbreviation, huh? That's a lot. It's a lot to trip over. And Allison's video. So definitely go and check out those videos. And then another thing that we have going on is, of course, the Discord, where we're ever having shows and tells, sharing some of our rock knowledge with each other as far as identifications, or how do I cut this, or here's some silversmithing problems I'm having. There's all these wonderful things going on over in the Discord. And we have the Cabochon contest that is going on right now. I think that Jahik said that there was 9 days left. If you haven't already submitted something, then there's time for you to scout out the material and go ahead and cut a cab. And I know that a bunch of people are working on theirs as well already. The AZRE. Yeah. Gonna have to abbreviate for sure. So thank you for that, Brian. You all understand. It's just that I love dropping the name, the whole name, just in case somebody's ears need to hear it. So I'll probably vacillate back and forth depending on what my lips can handle. And Soul, that's awesome. Ryan's unboxing is sweet, and so was yours. And so Cheryl did also have an unboxing this week, and I always love your lives. They are great. They're so chill. We're just looking at the rocks. We're just talking amongst ourselves. It's fantastic. And Tomcat Josh, here's another one that's been dropping some really interesting videos if you want to see some cool outdoors. And when I say cool, I do mean cold. There's snow on the ground, but definitely go check out Tomcat Josh's videos as well. And Patricia is here. Good to see you. Top of the evening, top of the weekend to you, top of the weekend to you all. It is Friday, and we are ready for all the things that the rocks bring to us for this weekend. So I raise the moose to you in salutations, cheers, and steinkerns. I was going to try to put all of those words together all at once. I should probably separate them like the laundry. And so cheers to you. May you have a wonderful rock-filled weekend. And I reckon that I need what's in that mug because I haven't had anything to drink and I'm already stumbling over my words. My goodness. Willow Rocks is here. Very, very good to see you. And let's see, we have posted some pics on Discord of even the small things you can make from rocks that may be fractured and not full slabs. And that's wonderful. I did get a chance to see the small pieces on DOPS that Ryan showed. They were beautiful. And I love that you are bringing up something about cabbing here. They don't always have to be gargantuan. In fact, it's lovely to frame a beautiful picture in a cab, and that's what our cab contest is about. But then there's also the cabs that are beautiful for beauty's sake, and they can be very lovely in small packages. All this being said, we should probably bring Jahik in to talk about our cab contest if he's running around in the stratosphere. I see he has popped into the green room, and we're gonna see if he is around. And while we're waiting to see him poke in, I did also want to. Oh, and we'll take this down. Some of the stuff that we have coming up tonight, like I said, we have the AZ rock hounding slabs that I just pulled off of the saw, and then I actually got to some faceting. You probably saw in the opening montage. I got to uncover the faceting machine. In fact, look, it's uncovered. It's not lonely. Maniacal laughter. This year is going to be all about doing some magnificent cuts, not just with the cabbing machine and the flat lapping like all y'all do, but also exploring some neat cuts with the faceting machine. Although I did start off with a couple of stones that I had dopped last year, and they had to wait until I was ready to step up to the machine again. And I actually cut the largest stone that I've ever cut yet. And so it's a 10 millimeter stone. And I have another bigger one on the DOPS, but I've been all about small, kind of reminded me about that, Ryan, with your small cabs. There's beautiful things in small packages, and I love small for jewelry. I've always just been about like how beautiful and graceful some small things can possibly be. And so we've got the big of the big that I will show you here in a moment as well. Just seeing if the jaw hick is around. Yes, we have the Karen's maniacal giggle. Happens a lot. Amber is here in the house. Very, very good to see you, Amber. And excellent. Julia's here quietly eating dinner. Excellent. I hope that there's wonderful things on your plate. And let's see. Oh, we have Lisa. Lisa is here. Yay! It's so good to see you. It's been a few, and it's always good when you're around. And she says she's sort of here. I bet you there's a story there. Cheers to you, Lisa. I hope that you're feeling okay. And yeah, we've got the Jules in the house. We've got two Julies. We've got Resort Dog, Opal. It gives you wings or concrete boots. It's just magnificent, right? And so already weighing in on which rocks you love. We're going to have a discussion about that here in a moment. And everybody's just still saying hi to each other. This is fantastic. Oh, Lisa's trying to clean the apartment. Boy, that's no fun. Why don't you take a little break and hang out and we'll just talk about some rocks. That's way more fun. Yay. All right. And so actually what we can do is we'll back up and we'll have a look at big. Oh, and I had a studio tip. I think that it would be fun to start studio tips um, as an actual uh, segment. And so we'll have studio tips each time. Good. Lisa says that's the plan. And Amber is creating a repair for a friend's necklace. That's awesome. And that opal guy is here chasing the last crack in some Wello opal at the moment. Excellent. And Deb is also in the house. Sounds like everybody's doing some working, which is fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here. And whoops, we're going to bring that back. There we go. And studio hack time. So I know that some of you out there are flat lappers and some of you out there have faceting machines. And what we have here is my beautiful golden stallion of a faceting machine in all of its glory, the Facetron. And you can notice that there's an odd looking lap in the place of what you would normally expect to see there. I have shown in the past some of the different laps that we use. You've got the metal ones that might have diamond encrusted upon it, either centered or on there in some way, shape, or form. And then you have the like tin and copper laps and like the bat lap, also metal that you put like diamond paste on. And then we also have some other kinds of laps where it might be cerium or some kind of embedded resin or something like that that you polish with. Well, this here is plexiglass. And I think I've showed you guys before using a CD with diamond paste on it to do some of the faceting on. Well, that was a hack that I got from Theo. And Ma, who is here in the house, she was ordering some plexiglass laps for her flat lap machine. And she got some of the wrong size. And I was like, I could take those off of your hands. And I think I might be able to use those on mine that we have the same arbor size. Thank goodness for universal arbor sizes. The thing that fits that lap, and then you snug that screw, that big yellow beautiful snuggy screw onto it. And so sure enough, I've got this fabulous big plexiglass lap now. And that there is 14 thousand grit diamond paste that's smeared on there like cake frosting. And I'm drawing that That's the Arya Akfan cut that's there on the dop right as we speak, and it is the Ruination cut, and that is a fire opal from out La Rocks when we went to go mine with them, and so it's fabulous. If you've ever had a chance to try plexiglass, if you have, you know. If you don't haven't, then try plexiglass. It's actually a very inexpensive way to get a nice lap going for yourself. And Willow Rocks is soaking legs in Epsom salt. No work here. Excellent. That sounds lovely. And let's see, shooting on down here. Uh Jahik is here. Okay, so Jahik, are you ready to step up and let's chat a little bit about the upcoming contests? And so, anyways, I wanted to thank Ma for sending me these fantastic. It was a bit of a mistake that she got somewhat a larger size than she was aiming for these plexi plates, and I wanted to show that plexi is a lovely lap, and Theo actually makes these too for his faceting, and when I'm referring to Theo, I'm talking about Theo Kellison. And Jahik is ready. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this bad boy down and bring Jahik up. Hello, Jahik.
How's it going?
It's going well. I couldn't tell if you were on or not because you were this lovely anonymous white dot, and so I
Uh,
didn't know if you were there.
gotcha.
Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna first just chat, I guess, a little bit about this upcoming contest. You want to fill everybody in?
Yeah, sure. So we're running a little Cabochon contest on the server. Each month we'll have a theme. It'll be a traditional Cabochon with a dome top. Um, and you'll have, I don't know, about 3.5 weeks to work each month, and then the final bit will be a voting period. Everyone in the server, whether or not you have submitted a cabochon or not, is welcome to come vote. Pick your favorite one once voting starts, and the winner of each month's challenge gets to pick the theme for the following month.
Awesome. And so Jahik asked me to come up with the very first design recommendation, or the theme of this contest, and I suggested the cabocosm, which is just finding a little picture inside your cabochon before you've cut it, of course. And so you're looking at your slab and you're going, wow, I see mushrooms, I see a landscape, I see a helicopter. And then you go ahead and frame that as a cab and submit. That's as easy as it is. And so this guy here is from my Makers Challenge earlier last year. And I just saw this little critter. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Do you know what it is, Jahik?
Well, once I saw Dub say flying squirrel, that's exactly what I see now. But at first I was looking, it reminded me of like a rock star or singer or something with their hair blowing on stage holding a microphone or something. Just screaming into
I
that mic.
right, total Rorschach test. I love it. And so I just wanted to show you guys the inspiration for what the the contest theme was. So I had it in my mind, how cool would it be for folks to, go and kind of look through their slabs, trip out a little bit, and then find something in a slab to cut. And so I'm also trying to keep up with you guys in the chat. Thank you for that Dub. That was hilarious about the flying squirrel. Now I'm never going to unsee that. And we've got Rufotris here, whom is has the cab picked out now. Just have to make it excellent. And I know that Ma was working on hers too. And we have here Dragonfly eaten by a cardinal. Yeah, I totally saw bird like just swooping in on something like that, and I love the dragonfly and cardinal thing. Yeah, I think we're having a group trip out session right there. Um, yep, we have flying squirrel and a bird. We have I see some creature on the left going to eat the yellow thing. I like that. That's even more broad. You can't be wrong with that. And yep, Scott sees the red rocker. So you've got another uh, similar mind trip going on, Jahik.
Yeah. And this really highlights the fun about this theme in particular, because I've actually done a contest in the past where this was essentially the theme as well, and seeing some of like some submissions will be just so plainly obvious, like you'll see in a little bit with mine, and some of them are just so open to interpretation and they're so abstract that people can see all kinds of different stuff in them, and that's really fun with this theme in particular.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I love it. Yeah, when you can see one thing and somebody else can see something else. We've got that poor little yellow thing ate way too much Taco Bell. I agree. Flying low. All I can see now is a flying squirrel and a yellow bird. Yep, yep. So definitely a group trip out. Must slab is delayed in the mail. I'm sorry. Come on, mail. Boy, and I don't know if you saw Ryan's package that came, but it got like massively chewed by a bear or something like that. That was
Oh.
crazy. And then speaking of mushroom, Karen, mine is a mushroom. Excellent. Can't wait to see that. And so we're going to move on to, let's see. Here is Ryan's. And these are viewable over in the Discord. Um, Tell me about the channel that you made, Jahik.
All right, so I created a category called Fun Contests, and then inside there's an official thread where everybody can talk in, and that's the Cabochon Challenge and then the month. And then below that will be a submission thread where people can submit their entries, and we're keeping it submissions only inside there. So everyone can just go in there and look, throw some reactions on them for now if you like them or whatever. And then all the chatter can stay in the main channel.
Awesome. That's a great way to organize it. I love that so that you can kind of just see the collection. And we are giving you a preview right now. So can you tell us a little bit about the contest expectations? Because we're gonna show the three aspects that are expected. And two of them are here.
Okay, sure. So the main one, just a traditional cabochon. Unless the shape is free for you to choose what you like, unless specified by the theme. But it will have a domed top at minimum, and the girdle sizes would be up to you. Um, the three photo requirements would be the slab before cutting. That way we know that you cut it in this session. The idea of this would be that you're supposed to do this monthly. So um, we want to see that you're actively participating in the month. So having the picture of the slab kind of helps support that a little bit. Um, and just to see what the slab looked like prior, because, as we all know, as you start doming things, things can kind of transform and change a little bit on you as you go, especially with crazy materials. And then we like to see the side profile view so that way we can tell it's a domed cabochon, and then the frontal view showing us typically this would be for whatever the theme would be, whether that's a shape, color, size, or some crazy theme like this.
All right. And here's our front. And I love how you explained that when you have your slab in front of you, what you see is subject to change. And
Yeah.
so it's good to have a look, I think, of the before and after for both that. And then I always love to see the magic. Like the
Hmm.
shaping and polishing is so magical when you see either rough or slab. You're like, wow, how did that ever come out of that? So
Yeah, totally. Hey, you would have seen some of that with mine. I didn't take as many step by step photos, but mine ended up was intentionally going to be larger But as I started grinding into it, issues started arising like fractures and things, and then it started going smaller and smaller. And then originally, what you'll see with mine as well is that there was like a bit of a third eye kind of thing going on in the slab. And as I had to cut it down smaller, I ended up losing that entirely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so much unexpected stuff. Mr. Turtle Montana has a question. Does it have to start from a slab? Many of mine start as a nodule.
Oh, that's okay too, I would say. I'm not going to get too particular on that with it being an exact slab. As long as it comes from something rough, you show us proof, just some kind of bit of proof that it came from something. This wasn't something you had previously made. I'm not going to hold people to that too harshly.
Yeah, yeah. So rough or a cab, wherever your rough or a slab, wherever your cabs come from. Sounds like a good answer. And Rufotris came up with that. And Willow here is asking, are we allowed to bribe?
No, you
And
can
so
try, but no.
so how is the judging going to happen? How do we come up with a winner?
Okay, so at least on the server side, I'm gonna kind of have to gauge how much I can do with the amount of entries that come in, and I'm sure that'll probably change over time. If the entries are small enough, I'll probably run just like a basic poll that people can do. So it's really easy. Check a box, you can see the results, that kind of thing. If it gets kind of much bigger, that kind of extends that, then we'll go into a little bit of different format. But let's see here. I think it's going to be on Sunday the 26th. I'm going to close down the entry period. And then Monday morning essentially will be the start of the voting period. So I'll have everything formatted out by then so people can just jump in and start picking what they like. And it'll just be one vote per cab. Like you pick your favorite.
All right. So
And
they're
and that'll
talking.
be
Oh, go
go ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say, just the judging the judging criteria is just gonna be like how well the theme was executed. Um, the content within it, like how well what you like about it in particular, and then yeah, just as long as it meets the requirements that it is an actual domed cabochon, we have all the photo requirements, all that kind of stuff. You can go from there. Pick what you like.
Right on. And Willow is suggesting for a future contest, my face, because I'm beautiful.
Wonderful.
We'll keep that one in mind. In fact, if you win one of these coming up, then you can always select that as the next month's theme.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
we could all be looking for rocks that have your face on it. That would be pretty exciting. Um, I've seen Stranger Things. And so on we go. We've got this beautiful one that Ryan did. And I love that it's an asymmetrical arrangement there.
Hmm.
And here's a familiar one. Tell us about this.
Oh, that's my little face in there that had its third eye removed. I don't know the material. But yeah, it turned out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think it's funny that it might have been enlightened with a third eye at one point in time, but there you go.
That's a little face. Yep,
And
it
so
was kind of cool cutting this down, even though I lost part of it that I was trying to include. As I went down, I had to start changing the height of the dome. And as I started doing that, the crystal pocket opened up, and then now it looks like a little bit of teeth or something in there, which I thought was a cool little add-on.
oh, I love that. There's so much artistic license within the stone. Hopefully, the thing that the stone comes up with for you is to a positive, and that thing that you wanted doesn't disappear. So,
Right.
yeah, and you've got time. I think you said that there were 9 days still, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of time
Yeah.
to get something in. I'll probably leave it open. I mean, I said Sunday night, but I'll probably leave it through Sunday night. Either I close it down late in the night or I'll close it down the next morning. But, within reason, get it in there if you're pushing it.
Right on. All right. So maybe that's where the bribery comes in. I'm just kidding. He likes nice rocks, by the way. And yes, a definite beautiful rock, and nice to
Thank you.
have you with us, Betty. Um, and we've got Ninja Turtle material here,
Yeah.
says Ryan.
I think you
Um,
called it an old Greg face at one point
I
early on.
did. I'm old Greg.
If you know,
How
you
about
know.
some Baileys? Yeah, so I couldn't unsee that one either. I'm sorry about that. I'm
That's
sorry about
okay.
that to everyone if you see that as well. And so here we have Julie Femme Mécanique, and she is doing some Gaspiite, and I like that she showed us the nugget. And so this also kind of answers that question about a nodule, or a slab. Like, she's just showing us what material she started off with. Wasn't even a slablet, it's just rough.
Right. Yeah, just some kind of source of where it came from. Something we can tell that it probably did come from that. You can't if you do like the an unopened thunder egg and then you cut something inside, that's a little more difficult to tell that that's actually where it came from, even though we can guess that.
Right. And Lesby Rocking is here. Good to see you. Ma thinks that the teeth on yours are hilarious. I love
They
it.
are.
Yeah, it's very detailed.
Yeah, I'm actually one of the things that I do look for in a lot of my slabs and stuff is really good captures, and one of them happens to be faces. So I do have a handful of face stones rocking around.
Rumor has it you like eyes too.
Yep, yep, I do like eyes and stones. If it's really well defined, it's awesome.
Nice. All right. And we have the finished cab here from Julie. And so she shows us her beautiful girdle and doming on the left-hand side there. And here's her finished cab on the right. And like, I'm sorry, I love this material so much.
It's
That's so,
wonderful.
oh my gosh.
It's actually a material I don't have, which is kind of surprising.
Dun dun dun. Well, we were talking about bribes earlier, and Julie, you did. Okay. At any rate, I love this, and there were some stories that were in the Discord. If you're interested in hearing from Julie and from Ryan what the story behind their cutting is, I recommend that you go on over there, check out the channel that's devoted to this challenge, and go read those explanations. I love what Julie said about this here, and as soon as I read it, I could see it, but I
Right,
didn't see it before, and I'm not going to say it because I think it's so much fun. It like that's part of the game to play is like, well, what do you see?
right, exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
over. Get on the Discord. Check them out.
All right. And so oh, and ma, dang girl, your fingers must be working the flat lap and wrenching, throwing wrenches around. Thank you so much for getting that Discord up there for everybody. So again, one more time before we bring this to a close, Jahik, we've got until when to get our cabs in.
Sunday the 26th, late.
Okay. Or if you want to send Jahik some of this material, you could maybe get it a little
Right.
later, but maybe by one day.
Possibly.
And then,
Essentially about 9 days.
yeah. So you've got the weekend right now. Strike while the iron is hot. Go look through your material. If you've never done a cab before, try it. Is this an all level competition, Jahik?
Yep, it's entry level. Everyone's welcome. Doesn't matter how good or how bad you think your cab is. It's all about having fun and getting everybody to participate in something together, or at least as many people as we can. So, um, it's just fun. Have fun with it. Don't get too stirred up over it. Like I think even my cab has a little fracture in it. And in another contest I probably wouldn't enter that. But it's just supposed to be fun. So just go with it.
this is definitely for fun. And who doesn't love a parade of pretty things? And that's what
Right.
you have in the channel over there at the Discord. And so to clarify really quick, you'll enter the challenge channel. You'll see the conversation going on, and then there's a thread that Jahik started that has the actual submissions in it. So don't miss that. If you scroll down and you can't find them, look for the thread that he started. Have you got that pinned by any chance, Jahik?
No, the thread should just show up.
Oh, okay.
The channel's permanent. I do have some pinned messages within the thread channel. So if you would like to find some more of the details out, that's where that will be. So like the requirements for the contest are pinned in the main thread.
Perfect. And AZ Julie is saying, I see green ghost peeking out from behind a wall.
I
I
can
can
see
see
that
that.
now.
Yeah. Which is
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, because like we're definitely dealing with positive and negative space in
Yeah.
the way that you want to decipher what graphics might be contained in the stone, which I think is super cool, because I think that the what Julie saw was, would be in the negative then.
Right.
And so also I like this little bit of cheerleading here. um Mine took me about 15 to 20 minutes, and
Wow.
so it's cool, like wow. And on the flip side of that, it takes me hours. And I love that everybody's kind of coming clean about this. I'm slow. It took me 40 minutes. And we have over here also Rufotris average is 20 to 30 minutes, 20 minutes to 2 hours. And so I love that you guys are making it real here. So it doesn't have to be something that takes like maker's challenge, like a week of your time and a bunch of your, cold sweat to get it done. This is easy. If you make one and you don't like that one, you can make another one. I
Yeah.
mean, if you make a few extra cabs that don't necessarily have contain the thing that you hoped would be contained in them, you have a couple extra cabs still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
I'll be
can
honest, mine took about I think 40 to 50 minutes just because I had to essentially recut it from my original starting point and I had to cut it down quite a bit because I was trying to make a larger cab to encapsulate everything. So, yeah. It just depends on the size and what you're trying to do.
absolutely. And I have another also takes me hours. Flat lappers out there, it does take you a couple more minutes,
Yeah,
for sure,
definitely.
to get it done. But that being said, this is such a cool challenge. You can go ahead and hold yourself to, not only am I going to, wrap my stone around this challenge, but also like go ahead and see, how long is it going to take me to cut this? Maybe I can challenge myself in that regard. You
Yeah.
can pit crew this thing. And so this actually might be good for a few different facets. And so does anybody have any questions for Jahik about the contest going on, and do you have any remarks, closing remarks, as far as this contest goes, Jahik?
Not so much. I think would just like to say that I'm happy to see that we're getting engagement with this, and that's like the whole point. Lots of people talking about what's already been submitted, and I hear some rumors of some other people getting theirs in time, so that'll be exciting to see even more.
Rumors.
um, and I think I just like to say, like, as much as fun as this all is, and that's the goal, it is also, it can push us into places that we don't normally traverse. So if someone were to pick like a odd shape for a theme design around where you could use any material, but it's it needs concaved sides or something like that. Like that can push you into a place you normally wouldn't traverse. So it'll be cool to see what everyone comes up with over the years. I definitely have some ideas if I end up getting the opportunity to pick some. And yeah, it's cool. It gets us out of our comfort zones, and that's also a really big part of it.
Oh, heck yeah. I love that. How inspiring. And so, essentially we get 12 of these this year, you guys.
Yep.
So not only do we highly encourage, like, let's start the year off right, and let's go ahead and partake in this wonderful uh cab contest. But if you are unable for some reason to be able to participate in January, we got your back in February. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's happening all over again, and it'll
Yep.
be some new and exciting themes. So don't you worry about that either. We'll be having a whole bunch of fun with this all year long. And my mom is sliding on into the chat. Good to see you, Mom. Thank you for coming. And my last question for you, Jahik. Other than, of course, everybody is thanking you, including Ma, for doing all of the work for getting this going. I thank you very much as well. So one of our topics for this evening is the rocks that you love, and so it like what would you say is the rock that you love most and why?
Oof, that's tough.
I know it
Um,
is. It's like your favorite band or something. Don't ask me that question.
um, I definitely have a few top ones, including turquoise and varisite. I mean, those two. When you get into some of the more obscure ones that have really cool patterns and stuff, they're just phenomenal when you get them shined up, and it's such an eye catcher. It's very recognizable. But to be real specific, I would say that probably my favorite would be clay canyon varisite. The nodules that have come out from that stuff have so many different minerals inside them, and contrasts. They can all be a little bit different. They're just absolutely phenomenal. So if you guys got a sec, don't know what that is, go look at some pictures of clay canyon varisite. They are amazing.
Absolutely. I love that answer so much. And would you say that that was a predictable thing for you, or would you say that that was kind of a surprise after getting into rock manipulation, whatever it might be, like rock hounding, collecting, lapidary, all those things? Was that just like a no-brainer, or did that kind of come up from behind and bite you?
A little bit from behind, because I didn't know what the material was. I went to a rock estate sale, and just happened to see some of this material laying in a tray. Um, and I walked past it and walked away from it. I thought it looked interesting, but I just kind of left it. And I went back a week later, and the stuff was still sitting there. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just get all this stuff here and see. It looks cool enough. I'll figure it out. And once I did that and got home, started trying to figure out what it was, and the shock on my face, once I realized what I had, it was crazy. And then when I actually started getting into it and working it, it's got its challenges for sure. And that was surprising. I didn't really know what to expect, but when you're dealing with stuff that's almost as hard as agate and stuff as soft as varisite in the same piece, it creates some challenges. And
Yeah.
but once I got into it and really started like seeing the different patterns and contrast in there, yeah, it really kind of just took me over, and I highly value every piece of it that I have.
As you should. Although I'm coming over to take some.
You better bring something good for trade.
Right? All right. Well, thank you so much. And thanks again for wrangling our competition.
Of
And
course.
we'll check in with you again as things are drawing to a close, I think.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for having
Perfect.
me. See you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Cheers. All right. And so I love that the conversation is already going. Thanks again to Jahik for not only doing the competition, but also getting our discussion started for this evening about the rocks. Which ones you love, why? And I love adding this last question. Was it a surprise? Because I can definitely say that for some of my selections. And I want to recap as I was looking at some of these conversation pieces going by. Mr. Turtle was talking about taking 10 hours on the polka dot agate. And yeah, some cabs take a really long time. And some faceted gems, even though they're super tiny, take a way longer time than they have any right to. And hopefully we can make it worth it. In the case of the heart that Mr. Turtle Montana did, it was definitely worth it. And it looked like Rufotris was working 4+ hours into a fire obsidian that won't cooperate. So yeah, some of these items are definitely not a gimme. And so what I would love to do is I want to pose that question to you. What is the rock that you love most and why? And then we'll have some follow up on that. And let me see if I'm going to attempt to get everything and then scroll down. So we've got Heart Mountain Jasper or Plume Agates got me for detail. And yeah, you just posted something of the both that you were sharing over on the Discord, and just fantastic. And the garnets from there, just really really beautiful material up in your direction. And thank you for sharing that. And oh, this was interesting. If anybody had been watching the live stream that Cheryl had, there was an incredible cabochon that Mr. Turtle Montana had made from some tiger eye that was stunning. It was an asymmetrical triangle and it was just rocking. Or yeah, I guess somewhat an elongated triangle is probably a better name for it. Just amazing. And so we're wondering how long that took. And let's see, Bob is in the house. Good to see you, Bob. Thank you so much for coming. And let's see, oh, okay, here's the answer. Just only 2 hours, because it was on the smaller side. That was not a small cabochon. Oh my gosh. That crocodilite can be tricky to polish like quartz. And so that's really interesting that huge thing took you 2 hours. I salute you, because even on the cabber, I'm finding that I'm in for at least a good half hour, and then the larger the project is, I'm definitely getting into like higher numbers, like a couple of hours. But it could be because I'm still a noob on the cabber. Used to take me a really really long time on the flat lap. I really think that that's an amazing amount of time for such an incredible piece. Beautiful. And oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mr. Turtle Montana. Where's my bell? Oh, hold on. And he's asking, what's Melissa's favorite day of the week? Monday. Is Turtles Tuesday? Thank you, Turtle Montana. Really appreciate the support. You guys know that the super chats and things like this, just go to the platform so that we can hang out with you live every week, have music for the microzones, keep up with the tools, all that stuff. So I really really appreciate it. We've got from Allison Prairie Girl Rocks. I have one or two meteorites that steal my heart big time. That totally makes sense. My question to you is, were the meteorites something that you would have totally banked on going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about? Or were you into other rocks first and you were like, wait a minute, that kind of came in from stage left and stole your heart somewhat surreptitiously? And so I would love to hear that. Um, if a stubborn cab is taking me over an hour, its chances of not getting thrown out of my shop get very low. Yeah, we've seen Lapidary Dave throw out garden rocks, and I think we've probably all been there. No matter how darn cool the material is, it can be upsetting. Although I have a story to tell about the largest of all large faceted stones that I showed during the montage and everything. This guy here, um, I don't even want to talk about how long that bad boy took, but I'll tell you a little story of horror and frustration if y'all want to hear. Amber Andrews cannot choose a favorite child. Okay, what was the most surprising rock like that you didn't think that you would ever love, but you do? Because that's kind of what I'm getting at as far as like these rocks that come in the back door, and you're like, wow, I just didn't know I was going to love you, but I do so much. Linda B is here, and thank you so much for coming. Just tuned into this channel for the first time. Hello. She says from Michigan. Did I just cut out? Hopefully not. Are we there? And we are broadcasting from over here on the West Coast in Oregon. So very, very good to see you. And Scott is saying agate is my favorite. It's what I find most going to Agate Festival this weekend in Yachats. And that is over here on this West Coast very, very much, just down the road from where I'm sitting. And so good to chime in with that, Scott. Anybody in the area, definitely go over to the Yachats Agate Festival, and I might be there. Who knows? And in addition to that, I do want to actually do a public service announcement here really quick before I get to some of the new comments that are flooding in. And the little public service announcement, if you're coming to the coast for the Agate Festival in Yachats, if you're coming to the coast to enjoy the holiday weekend, and happy holiday weekend to you all. Fabulous. If you're coming to the coast to go down on the beach at all, know that we are having king tides, and that is no joke. You have to be so careful. Heed the warnings, check if there's warnings, look at the swell, and decide if the tide is out, if it's still even safe to go down to the beach. I gotta say this. I didn't say it in my last video, but Kyle did, that it's dangerous. It's dangerous on our coast. And so if you're rock hounding on the coast at all, please be careful. We did have somebody swept out to sea in the last few days by the king tides. And it's really always devastating to hear, but I have to put that word in always because it happens way too often. So don't turn your back on the tides ever. And always keep an ear and an eye out. Know a good escape plan from the beach if a sneaker wave comes, and don't go down there if we're having king tides. So anyways, I'm going to keep on going here. Sorry about the little public service announcement, but it always breaks my heart when I hear about people getting caught. This was somebody from Oregon, but not from the coast. And I think that they just got caught unawares. Oh my gosh. All right. And rolling on over here, we have is the Yachats Agate Festival amazing? I wanted to go. I would say it's a good time. At the very least, you're going to be around a bunch of people who understand your rock addiction and some really, really cool samples of things that can be found and good things to buy if you want to buy. And favorite is hard, says Rufo. Right now, I would say moss agate and rutile and fire agate are my top three, but it changes. And you know what's interesting about that is that I know that it changes for people, and that's why I asked the backdoor question. And ones you just didn't ever think that that was going to strike you upside the head. Moss agate is so beautiful. Rutile, I know, has Ma's heart big time right now, and fire agate is also a complete no brainer. So I do understand how those could get your heart for sure. I have it on my work desk along with that polka dot agate. It is so beautiful. And I'm not entirely sure what she's talking about, but I know that polka dot agate from uh, Mr. Turtle was absolutely amazing. The tool that the tool used matters a lot on the time that it takes to finish. This is so true. And so you've got to factor that in and have patience for the kinds of tools that you have. I, I polished my very first things on a Dremel tool with like the little kit that comes along with it. I was so hell bent to do some work on some of the things that we were finding here that I just went ahead and I used, the most difficult possible tool, and it took a long time, but it was very rewarding. And hopefully you'll find that to be true no matter what tool that you are using. And we've got Jeff. I have to break it down into categories. I hear that jagged. Jaspers, agates, UV material, fossils, and specimens. That's not a bad, coordination effort as far as the compartments go. I definitely got you there. Um, I don't know. And then there's the like other than jaspers and agates, there's like gem material. I'm in big trouble. There's like all sorts of things and fossils. Goodness. I think that was one that really bit me from behind. They've always been neat, but my goodness. There are some that are prettier and fun to do, but part of me likes those ordinary rocks that I can get to polish up well that nobody else would even pick up. And I like that. Giving love to the like, you're not ugly, little orphan rock. Come in and become Cinderella. I love that. What a wonderful thing. And for Femme Mécanique Designs, Miss Julie, Metaversite, Gaspiite, and Turquoise, Nugget Turquoise. Love showing the bubbly texture, the botryoidal, and or patterns. Yeah. And there's another one. I never thought that I would be so in love with turquoise and veracite. And I'm sure that I would be completely smitten with gaspiite as well. It's probably a good thing that it's far away because there are so many things to be in love with. Thank you for putting your vote in. My fave right now is quartz, but I get obsessed with stuff and then move on after a bit. And it's rutilated quartz, if anybody was wondering. But she's on some uh, amethyst as well. So the quartz family of jewels, and Ma is doing right by them as well. Just amazing work. And let's see. Absolutely not, Karen. I was into other rocks and fossils first. And so, did the meteorite just like fall from the sky, strike you in the head, and all of a sudden you were in love like Cupid's arrow? Because I always wonder, like, how in the world I used to go to Gem Show at Tucson a lot, and the San Mateo show when I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, and stuff that I would not have like my eyes would have swept right over the top of the material. I would have walked on to the next, vendor. Like those are the things that make me drop dead now. And some of the stuff that used to just rock my world back then, like just take all my money. I've moved on. And so I definitely hear what Ma is saying and what Allison is saying. So you got to wonder, like, what's around the corner for you too? Like, what am I going to fall in love with next? Um, oh my goodness, of course he does. So Jahik has a fair bit of metaverasite. So it looks like there's going to be a trade soon. These guys are going to figure that out, hopefully. Um, syrup deliciously. Yeah, that too. I love delicious syrups. And oh, thank you guys for the 5x5. Boy, am I ever behind. And so Resort Dog's first love was beach agates. At Yachts. Oh my gosh. Went to the mouth of the river on the south side from the resort. Yeah, that is so cool. That'll make you find a few of those. And they're so small in comparison to like the stuff that you find on the uh, Montana, or rather Yellowstone, and it makes our little agates look so tiny, but they're so dear. I'd better catch up. Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't too far behind. And here's another one. I never suspected petrified wood could be made of precious black opal as well. Right? Oh my gosh. And finding that makes you absolutely like burst out of your skin. There's almost nothing like that finding. I should pose a different question next time, and it'll be like the best rock you ever found in that experience, because whew, finding opal, that opal in particular, is just unreal. And here Ma is talking about, I thought I'd never get into jade, but I love it. And that was a surprise to me. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking. You know, that thing that just surprised you. Like, I didn't know I was going to love you, but I can't help it. Excuse me. And Linda was just reading about that moss agate, and we've got something that has struck with me is that cab rufo made out of the white part of the fire agate. I can't wait to work some of that stuff. And isn't that so funny? It's amazing. Like, why is that such a redheaded stepchild, right, Jeff? If you found that agate anyplace else, you'd be super stoked. But the fact that it doesn't have fire in it from a place that's supposed to have fire, you're not stoked on it anymore. Like, all of a sudden it becomes like the shell of a nut. And so I think that that's really interesting. My our kind of best buddies that are into rocks too, that actually live very nearby, they have a truckload from, I think it was the year before last, of I can't remember which place that they went to, but they got a bunch of the fire agate bearing material. And I mean, it is lovely. And we kind of looked through some of it. I could see like where there was definitely going to be some fire here and there in the bots and all that kind of stuff. But the agate was beautiful. And we both kind of laughed about, like, yeah, this is like, is it worth anything? Maybe not, but it's just gorgeous. And so I definitely get that. And we have Kathy's Rolling Rocks here. Good to see you. And agate is the answer. Got hooked on Lake Superior agates as a kid, and I definitely hear that. Linda B also echoing that. Lake Superior agates are so beautiful. We have from Lisa, fossils will always have my heart, but all different rocks are beautiful. And we know that you like purple rocks like amethyst too, and tanzanites and things like that. But yeah, fossils, right? And I didn't know I was going to be such a fossil lover. I don't know why I didn't know. Maybe not enough exposure. Again, when I was like in more of like my younger gem business person adulthood, uh, I wouldn't have spent money on fossils. I went to the fossil part of the Tucson show like year after year after year, and it was absolutely amazed. But I literally bought nothing. I didn't have the money for it. I had to spend my money on rocks for jewelry and that sort of thing. And like I could kick myself now for all of the opportunities that I did pass over. But we grow. And I agree with that. Fossils, my darling. Cheers to that. Everybody, make sure that you're staying hydrated. And thank you all for coming and hanging out and lending your answers. I'll get to everybody. Be patient. I was just wondering this. And I was like, yep, I'm going to have to ask. I'm going to have to ask everybody what is up with this. And yeah, I like this. I laid down the final polish on that heart with a Dremel and 50K diamond paste. I do not turn over the Dremel at least a few times a week. And when I say Dremel, I mean any rotary tool like the Dremel or your Fordham. Absolutely, I feel like Edward Scissorhands. Like I've always got one in my hand for sure. I like that. It's a random ass rock. I love it. But yeah, uh, there's tool envy and there's tool usage. You use the tools that you have, and you can get there no matter what. I'm so into low tech. Just do it. Just do it. And that was a big yes from Ellison. Right on. And I like this answer too. I also love just plain shirt. Yeah, it's beautiful. It doesn't have to be worth a bunch to have value. I love that so much. Uh, Monetary worth is a market thing. And, if you love it, it's kind of like artwork. If you love it, then it's beautiful. That artist, that natural rock speaks to you, and that's good. um and the banded shirt is beautiful, fun to tumble. I've got some wonderful flint that I need to cut for Mutt and I from Ben. And again, you just don't expect that stuff to be as beautiful as it is. It has no right to be as beautiful as it is. And yes, it is. I love that. And the rocks don't know. The rocks don't know whether they're valuable or not. They just like open up and they show you something amazing, like the geodes, like the little Tabascos and all of the different thunder eggs and stuff like that. I mean, my goodness. And we've got Rick Rock in the house. Good to see you. We're just chatting about what rock do you love? And then I love the question also, what rock surprised you that you love now that you didn't think that you might? Because we've got a lot of surprises as we grow as people, as we learn more things about not only working with the rocks, working with the rough, mining it, uh, having our interludes in nature with them. It definitely can change your propensities, I think. I used to have no interest whatsoever with a big, dusty, dirty rock and saw. And I had no idea at the time what an absolute thrill and how addicting cutting that said rock and seeing what was inside, and then doing some kind of artistry to find what beautiful cabochon wants to be cut from that cut material. I mean, it is a super fun trip to go on, isn't it? And I'm cruising down, and Tiger Eye. Is Tiger Eye here? Did Tiger Eye slip in here? I must be so behind. And Cindy is here. Good to see you. Tiger Iron. Ah, okay. So yeah, Tiger eye is super special. I haven't really worked with it, and so some people don't love having to work with it. I would love to hear how you guys feel about it. Yeah, what's money? Right, Cindy? And at the end of the day, for us, like, yeah, it can get you the rocks, but the rocks that you can have or trade for or whatever, you don't need the money, I don't think. Agatized coral, that one's a surprise for me, but it's a fossil, but then it's agatized. I mean, what more could there be that you would want to love about that? Um and UVing stuff does not make it easier. Uh-huh. And the tiny thunder eggs. Yeah, that table that you had in your last video, Jeff, blew my mind. I got there late and you were showing some things, I think, under UV, and then you turned the light on and there was this like table of halves, and I was like, oh, that was so beautiful. What a feast. I would never be able to clean that up. I would want to leave it like as a display on my table. Here's a good one. A while back, I had no interest in pet wood. Now I'm a freak about it. Yeah. Right? It's just a rock that came from wood. I mean, why would that ever be special? And then you get a relationship going, and it's hard not to fall in love for sure. And here's like an answer that should be an adage. My favorite rock is the one in my hand. Good answer. Yep. Because it's definitely destined to change. Oh, our fickle hearts that love all of the rocks so much. um yeah, and here we have, it used to be my favorite rock until I discovered that there were so many beautiful rocks. So we have our changes of heart, but I know for sure with at least Cheryl that she's an equal opportunity rock lover. She's not likely to kick any to the curb. She might put some in a box for you, but she loves them all. That's for sure. All right. And so thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on that. And what I'd love to do now is share some rocks with you. We will open these three packages that I didn't get to, like clear from Christmas. They're from the large box that AZ Rock Hounding Expeditions did send to me, and then we'll get some of this stuff underneath the microscope. And so we'll get this bad boy up here on the stage and we'll make it like this. There. I always have to try a few different variations before we're happy. And what do we see here even right now is what I ended up cutting. You might recognize this from last week's Friday Night Live. We opened this up from one of those beautifully wrapped Brian packages. And I was like, do I cut this? Because it's so pretty. And Brian was like, cut, 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 cut. And yeah, yeah. Those little slablets down there, I love slablets so much because they're basically already ready to cab. I don't even have to saw them again. I'm going to get this little bad boy wet so that we can have a look at that because, since we already started, we might as well complete the looking the looking phase of the evening. And hopefully you guys are seeing it like I'm seeing it. So blue, so mossy, so pretty. And yeah, it was definitely one of those things where there had to be a cut, cut, cut. And so uh, I will Oh, wait. And Tiger's Eye is here. Hold on. I'll get back to that in a second. I will give a warm and loving home to any and all unwanted rocks. And she rehomes them too. I know this for sure. And thank you for that, Cheryl. The ladies at shop love the beautiful. Oh my gosh, she was so impressed that you left a window to admire the stone. Oh, thank you, Tiger Eye. Thank you for the feedback. I'm so glad that you have that one. I love that one so much. So yeah, that's some of the same material as that stone that we looked at earlier that had the flying cardinal eating the dragonfly or whatever. And so at any rate, we've got these beautiful little slablets that will definitely be becoming some cabochons here in the very near future. And I don't know if we see something in them, then maybe one of these guys is destined also to becoming a part of the upcoming contest. And then I also have this little guy over here. I guess the mother stone is still downstairs. This is some of the AZ Rock Hounding Expedition Crazy Jasper. And so I'll get this wet here really quick. Oh my gosh. And we have to ring the bell. Thank you, Mr. Turtle Montana, for the 5 Ozone gift memberships. We really appreciate that. And those memberships are so appreciated as well, I'm sure, to those who got them. On that side of the channel, you guys are just about to see some extra content that I'm getting ready to post, and I will speak of that in just a moment. All right. Oh, so much going on. So this is the AZ Rock Hounding Expedition Crazy Jasper, and you can see why they call it that. Look at that. It almost looks like their logo. That little S there. Like, could it be a Z? I mean, it's going the wrong direction. But yeah, it is truly crazy. Now turn it over and what in the blazes. And so obviously this was like I was downstairs cutting and I was like, okay, that probably needs to get shifted underneath the microscope too. And so that's some of our microscope fodder. Yeah, whoa. Like, total what? I know. I was doing that too. And so and then we have the ones from Allison right here. All of that ready to go underneath the microscope. But first, we are going to work with these guys and uncover what we've got here because I still have water in my saw. And so when we are done, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to cut some more rock. And so we got to get into these here packages. And so these are, this one's an ash nodule from the claim over there. And boy, I hope those guys, not only did they have a good dinner, but I am hoping that they are having a wonderful quartzite. Oh, and here is Brian. Got confused. It got confused. Yeah, the that crazy Jasper, so amazing. And so I would love to hear, Brian, what so far is the highlight of quartzite for you guys? I'm dying to know. Since I'm missing, like I would love to experience a little bit of it vicariously if you've got anything to share about it. And so again, this is an ash nodule from their claim, and you know that there is going to be some insanity in there too. Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna get this wet really quick before we go on. And Linda B is asking to have me re-mention the contest that is going to happen. And that is on our Discord. There is a cab contest going on for the month of January based on finding a subject in a cabochon. And so it could be a tree, it could be a landscape, it could be a flying squirrel, it could be a helicopter, it could be a trash can, whatever it is that your mind sees inside a cabochon that you make from scratch, from rough or slab. And so the contest is going on until the 26th, and then we'll start voting on the winner for the cab contest. And all you have to do is go over to the Discord. You can read your rules and then post up the project when you've done it and you're part of it. And so if you have any other questions, you're welcome to ask again over on the Discord. Jahik is the one that is leading that whole fabulous charge for the contest. And Julie is saying, we are having a wonderful time in Quartzsite. Oh, I'm so jelly. I'm sure that it's super duper fun. Thank you for sharing the enthusiasm. And we will be talking about Quartzsite on Sunday so much. And so, will you guys be back home by Sunday, or are you guys going to do a live from Quartzsite? Inquiry minds want to know. This looks like the crazy Jasper almost, but with just a lot more agate to it. I can't wait to cut into this nodule. That might have to happen tonight. I am so excited. And thank you, Ma, for posting the Discord link. And Tomcat Josh is also here lurking. And over here, Brian's answer is, for me, it was a 10-pound piece of AZ petwood that is not the rainbow type. Ooh, this is exciting. It's very rare. Less than 3% of the petwood in AZ is of this variety. Probably show it on the Sunday Rock Talk. And so, did you get this 10-pound piece of AZ Petwood? I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be so good. Everybody, you guys have to know Pacific time, I believe, is 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock for over there in the central or mountain time, I think. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, please. And let's see. Condor agate lady kicked me out of her booth. Oh my gosh, Julie. That sounds like it's been an exciting show for you so far. You outlaw. This is going to be good storytelling. I can't wait. And we have Turtle saying, damn, that rock is amazing. I wish my mystery box had one of them in it. It sounds like, I bet you I could share some like slablet of that if you want play. That, or else perhaps another mystery box is in order. But I will definitely talk to you about that. And I am opening now while we're reading the wonderful conversation in the chat. This is also another ash nodule from their claims. And just getting this unwrapped and reading the comments. Yeah, that is going to be so amazing for sure. I will definitely document the cutting as I have been documenting the cutting with the other pieces. Here is another one. So, oh my gosh. So pretty. So beautiful. That is quite amazing. Let me get this wet. And Cindy, we have missed you, and we definitely understand this kind of strife. I know that plenty of us feel ya and are commiserating in many, many different ways. Look at that, like the red pocket over there, and the blue, and all the different fun in there. That's just a whole bouquet of celebration going on. I always just wonder what in the world were the minerals doing even? Is it okay for me to say mineral orgy? Is that bad? Where's my do I have an editor? Is there somebody who can edit me? So at any rate, what a phenomenal stone. Oh, these are going to be amazing to cut for sure. One more. This is the end of the boxes. So this was like the grand finale, and I kind of felt like it might be. So I saved these guys for last. I'm that person that eats around the outside of the cookie so that like the last bite is like the fabulous, soft, yummy center. That's me. Or around the sandwich or however you want to put it. Yeah, this here is one of the blue ones. Um So blue. Yeah, no kidding. So much blue. So crazy. Um Yeah. You like that descriptor? Allison, okay, let's get into this guy because we have blurple. Since we're working with all these very very technical rock terms that we have. All right. So this I mean, it is your material, and so I think that is a professional assessment. So I get to use the vernacular. Thank you so much for validating my choice of words, Brian. All right. Oh, but wait. But Cheryl put me in a timeout. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it is spectacular. So we have favorite rock. We have new favorite rock, and it's subject to change some more, maybe even in this evening. That's funny. Betty likes the edges. We'd be a perfect couple then. Just give me the center and you can have the edges. Like I'm that person that, I like the reds and the purples and things like that. And Steve likes the yellows and the greens and the oranges, like when you have candy. So perfect, perfect. Oh, but we swap. It's all good. And inappropriate rocks and mineral orgy. Yeah. There it is. Oh, here we go. That is very ugly. Dispose of it promptly. It's probably even toxic, right? Like I have to do a special disposal of that. Send it to you quickly. Thank you, Soul. Come here for new ways to talk about rocks. And by Sunday we'll be we'll all be in rock church with Brian and Julie in our confessional. And so this one again, this is the blurple from the Giving Hole. Oh my goodness. And indeed, like if here, let me get this out of the way. Although it was the complementary color. Oh my gosh. Come on now. That's insane. Oh, look at that botiness. Blurple bots. Oh, if that was a breakfast cereal, I'd be going nom noms right now. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You guys, I'm not making words. I should make words. There's the crust. And I'm giving you the whole look at this. I might have to do one of those videos where you go, da da da, here's this rock. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, and so let me get this wet so that we can have a really good look at it. And then we can all ooh and ah together. All right. And there is that. Just spectacularity there. Wow. I mean, I don't think that there's even words in our dictionary yet that we probably need to make up some more just to explain what kind of fantastic eyegasm we're having here. The rock orgy. Oh my. I think my mom is still here too. Sorry, mom. Blue bot heaven. Yeah, and holy O, says Lisa. Yeah, oh dear. Such gentle, gentle words. We had to cut it to make sure if it was solid inside and to cut the crust off from the outside. So, thank you for checking on how magnificent this is. And you still like this didn't get chucked in the bathtub? How? How did this not end up in your bathtub? Oh my gosh. This is just precious. I mean, truly. Wow. Here we were talking about the rocks that we love. I think I might have a new one, like this one in particular. Yeah, Betty. Oh my. Just insane. Just insane. Yeah, Ryan, I can't wait to see what I do with this one too. And yet, like, I'm a little skittish now. I don't know. I'm always like cut, 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 but then this is so pretty. Like I will definitely, yeah, that bot pocket is insane. I'm gonna have to savor. I'll have to savor this one. Looks like there's definitely crust on there. I'm sorry, my camera doesn't want to go any closer, but it looks gemmy inside. Like it's got like a gemmy crystal pockety inside. I don't think it's even allowed to be that pretty. Meh, gosh. Willpower. Oh, I have gobs of respect for your willpower, Julie. Amazing. Betty, I get into bed with rocks. The bathtub is a smarter idea. Dear. Yeah, I don't think nobody's raising an eyebrow at any of this behavior here in this group at all. I can do it. You can do it. All right. I'll at least do a slice and we'll play. Ugh, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Wouldn't it look good with like, yeah, like tanzanite or alexandrite or some light amethyst or some iolite, something like that. Blurple for the win. Yeah, slam dunk. Super slam dunk on that. Uh, um, Brian, you are allowed at Rock Church. Oh, Cabot. Yeah. Cabot. I hear you. This is definitely thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate you sharing. You are so, so, so generous because I know how hard it would be to part with a rock like this for sure. Super, super sweet. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And I promise to do it right. I will do right by this rock. Solemnly declare having hard wording. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Almost like the purple in that calandria I cut. I think I missed that. So I'm gonna have to check to see about that. Was that in your last video? And oh, she's been holding on to this one for a while. Woof. When you first found this pocket. Oh my gosh, it's such a special rock. I'll probably be sleeping with that underneath my pillow tonight. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is, Kirk. Hoyer, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. It does look Ellensburgy, might even make Ellen a little jealous, I think. And that is okay with me for sure. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful round of rocks, you guys. Thank you so much. Again, that was like the grand finale to one of the most incredible rock boxes I think I've ever received. Just incredible. Um, oh, if you shine a light through it, it glows pink like the Ellensburg. I don't think I have any flashlights in here to backlight with, which is stupid. To be continued next week, just like we're doing this now. And so we're going to take this like crazy bit and we're going to stick it under the microscope. Oh, rocks in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, in the car. Yeah, that would make a good song. And I think this is hilarious. Put it under your pillow, and the tooth fairy may take it and leave you $1. And I have a feeling that the tooth fairy would be like a turtle. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. We'll do this. And we'll do this. And let's bring this up. And it's not quite there, but it's near there. And which is better than being far away. We're going to see if I can remember. Yeah, there we go. And I can get rid of me altogether here in a moment too. We'll just get things started. But this is the crazy, I think it just said crazy Jasper. And I have the Maury slab. The Maury slab is downstairs. It is spectacular. What an awesome slab. And it's kind of funny how it made its way back to Oregon. And the drunken Jasper. Yeah. This is so drunk. It partied too hard. Yeah, that Maury slab is spectacular. And I have a fair amount of Maury, and what's really cool about that particular Maury is it's lighter than most of the Maury that I have. And so it's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't actually do the entire box since I was going over it on Christmas morning in a chair with a blanket and a fever. And so we will slowly but surely we'll be going through that material. And Kirk, Steve hasn't done that job yet. And so we're waiting on it. I will let you know. You'll be the second to know. I'll be the first. You'll be the second. I am dying to get that petwood cut. And yet, thing after thing has sort of happened. And so the big saw, being the production that it is, hasn't gone up yet. Good night, Rick. Rock, thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, right? It's totally mineral orgy Jasper. That's what kind of party it was, apparently. You got it. All right. And so we're going to take a tour around this here rock, and I'm going to give us a little something to listen to and enjoy as soon as I turn it up, because that's always really helpful. And whoa, there we go. Little hot start. Wow, wow, wow. So that was what did you call that, Brian? Oh my gosh. It is so hard to not look through the microscope at everything, and get stuck there. It would be so easy to just do the microscope thing and never make anything out of this stuff too. Good to see you. Kyle is here in the house. Thank you for joining us. And we'll keep on viewing this stuff through this microscope until you get one, Brian. And then you guys will be putting on the good show too. It's super fun to be uh, playing with all of these gorgeous, gorgeous rocks. And I guarantee you that as we cut some of these, like the lightning rock that we saw last week from Julie and Brian, of course, the blurple, the ash nodule, there's so much, so much to look at. And so Julie, I haven't been pulling my live streams down. I think that you're supposed to, but I haven't been. And so I'll leave this up. You can go home and watch at least your part on home. And I am compiling some of the sniblets together, so that you guys can just see the microzones in a video that's probably destined for the membership side, just because it's so niche. It might not be the best thing for the regular YouTube algorithms, but I know that you guys would love it. And so I'm working on that. I didn't get my the video that was of my brother and I during the King Tides, doing all of the fun. I haven't got that done yet. I got a migraine and I could not even look at the screen long enough to even consider editing, and then the week kind of got away from me. So I figure, I'll probably do it this weekend. Having fun playing with rocks is a problem. You don't get your videos out. I applaud folks like Kyle and Julie and Jeff and all y'all for getting your videos done and out. So that is that's in the works. Mineral orgy Jasper now. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I think it sticks. And boy, after we took a close look in the microscope at all of that wildness, could you believe it? I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch that one, and then I'm going to go look at it under the microscope some more again. That was just one piece, one slab of one piece of this the hunk that you guys sent me. I'm so excited. There's like at least half more, if not more, because I think I only have three little slablets here of that right now. Kid Curry is in the house. Good to see you. Um, and could always keep the lives for members only. That's a really, really good idea. I could just transfer them over there. That's why you're such a good friend, is you have good brain. Thank you so much, Kyle. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh. And Julie, I'd never edit another video again, never hear from us. We'd be looking through the microscope. Truly, it is so hard. When I first got this thing, everything was going underneath the microscope, everything. Um, and so I heard that from somewhere. I think like, don't listen to me. I don't know. It seems like I had heard like that it can mess with your algorithm or something like that if there's a bunch of these old live streams like floating about. Oh, it must have been Kyle. Here, there's some wise for you. Oh dear. Yeah, I'd better read that at some point. Linda B. Let's see. Whoa, thought I brought that up. What power do I have on my microscope? The power that we have going on right now is up to 40 exisol. And then I have another lens that will take this particular microscope up to, I think it's 90, I believe. And then I have another microscope, more like a lab microscope. This is on a big boom, so I can put like really big specimens underneath it. I can actually prepare prongs and set gems and do all of that little fine work on the jewelry underneath it too. So it's a working tool in the studio, not just a super fun toy, which it is also, but I actually get a lot of work done with it. And then I have a lab microscope that goes from uh, I think it's 50 or 100, and then that goes to 2000. And so I kind of have the whole array of what I might want to look at with microscopy. And the smaller microscope, you just have to thin section stuff to look at it properly under that, which is super fun because we're lapidaries, and so we can do that. So it's a lot of fun. Any way you slice it, no pun. Ah. Um, let's see. Yeah, publishing on your own servers would be neat. I'm trying to again get caught up here. Who has time to make videos and edit? I'm hoping that somebody in the room is going to find that time and see. Check your cabs under 90x. Yeah. How about under 40? Oh, those little scratches that you find. Ugh. Um, and just don't drop your microscope on sensitive projects. Oh no. Really? Really, Kyle? Did that happen? Oh dear. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Like that's two tragic things happening all at the same time for both the microscope and the sensitive project. Oh gosh. I'm imagining I'm going to hear about that. Uh Oh, some people must have been around for a live stream, huh? Chris and Brian and Julie know. And Ma also knows. I'm sorry, man. Maybe you need some counseling or talking about it if you need to get more off of your chest in the group chat. Oh dear. Oh no, it was a trilobite? Oh, no, I hope not. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm having a cliffhanger here. And meanwhile, while he's typing on that, we're going to get another little guy under here, under the microscope. This is the uh, blah, blah, blah. This is the tumbled stone that Allison did send me that has a bunch of friends inside. And we are going to take a look at that in a moment. I'm going to get things squared away before I blind you guys. Um, and we'll have a look around this thing. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew more about like the forums and little guys that you'd find. It's already way overwhelming. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Okay. If you aren't sitting, go ahead and have a seat first. Okay, let me take that down. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, it was. Oh gosh. Oh. Eh, oh no, and there was a reaction. Is that live up still? I think I might need to watch this, or have you clipped that would be a viral clip, I would think, just make a short out of it or what have you. Oh goodness. Yeah. I do need to hydrate also. And so thank you, Bob. And I've been missing lives from you. Don't you usually do a thing on Saturdays? Are you going to maybe do your usual Saturday get together? And I'll wait for an answer there. We'll all hydrate together. I'm so sorry about your microscope and your sensitive object. Yeah, was it really a trilobite? And cheers to you. And hopefully everybody else's projects are doing okay. Much needed. Okay. I plan on making a short. Yeah, it sounds like that would be a really good one. Oh, okay. I'll go check that out. Oh no. Oh, I don't have that open. All right. Um, okay, and Bob's going to be starting the lives back next weekend. That is definitely something to look forward to. Let's get going with Allison's rock. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here, and boom, that's a bunch of little critters. This type of thing actually might be really interesting if we were to diet. And I don't mean the kind of diet like put it on a diet. I mean, whoa, there's some glare. Need the polarizer thingy dingy. I found out that for the hood of my microscope, to buy the one that they want for you to have, it's like hundreds of dollars. Like, oh gee, I might have to make one. Allison did herself a solid and made such a super duper cool one. You just have to angle your subject away from the light. So we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy started. I'll take the exposure bar away, but we'll get in nice and close so that we can see all of the little organisms that got trapped in this micro death plate. And feel free to add in, like, yeah, we are getting some really neat detail. Like, look at that. Look at all that detail right in the middle of the exposure box right now, that little oval, all these little bodies that probably had little shells that we're seeing now. So put in the chat what you think we might be looking at, and I'm just going to go ahead and take us on a stroll through this here beautiful rock, and we'll have a little music too. Let's see. Let's listen to this one. Wow. So one of the things I just was trying to show you guys while we're going through these outlines, I'm wondering if we are looking at a bunch of forums, then it's this would be their crystalline silicate based shells, and it would fit because they come in all of these different shapes, like ammonites and rods like baculites and simple circles, every possible shape imaginable. They come in, so pretty amazing. And I'm glad that you guys were enjoying that. This is a really, really neat rock. I haven't had a chance to put it under the microscope until right now. And that's going to stay there because I'm going to do a little bit more research on it when we're done. I've got cutting to do, but I'm leaving that there, and I'm going to have a closer look and see if I can't parse some of the little guys. And speaking of little guys, I do have this whole rock. We're not going to get to this tonight, but this is a rock that my brother and I found on the beach. And you can see that there are these structures here that you can see through. And if you've been doing any of that Kemmerer fossil prep, you would recognize all these bits and pieces as like kind of the fish body, fish scale stuff. And you can see this mass die-off was so riddled, and it just gets better as show you the cross section here. There's a lot of it going through this particular cross section. It's very compressed through there. And there is actually a margin. I bet I'm not going to be able to pick it up, but at the bottom of the stone, there's a very dark margin where there's more of the fish just going all the way flat through it. And so we're going to take a look at this guy underneath the microscope, and that'll happen next week. But meanwhile, this video that my brother and I found this rock in will be airing, I promise. When we first picked it up, I thought it was a bone. Yeah, you can hear the puppies outside. I've been in here too long. I'm talking, and they're like, "Why is she not talking to us?" There's no other reason. Yeah, and that's a Wahi, by the way. There's one dog that loves to do that. And so, okay, you guys, hold on. I'll be there in a minute. So at any rate, we've got that to look forward to. This weekend, we have Kyle's auctions to look forward to also all weekend long, Saturday and Sunday. If you have a video dropping or anything like that, definitely either put it in the comments or in the chat. And also let one of our moderators know. You guys, I'm getting a little thrown off by the barking. Let one of our moderators know that you would love to have your link posted if you've got a link available. And thank you, everybody, for sharing what rocks you love. I love the discussion. We need to do more of that. And I would love to talk about what rock surprised you most the next time that we all gathered together, so you can be kind of thinking about that. I would say that the big surprise for me is how much I love the fire opals. I gotta say that is the big thing for me. Whoops. Let me put that on pause. So this is the 10 millimeter stone that I cut, and it gave me all sorts of hassle. It absolutely did not want to happen. Where did it go? Oh, and there's the other one, the first one of this year. Oh dear, there it is. And so it flew off of its dop, and it needed to be recut, and it got a bunch of gashes from an errant diamond in it, but it survived, and it's 10 millimeters big. And so we're super excited about that. That was the big surprise for me, though. I never thought I would love fire opal so much. We'll talk about the big surprises for you next week, and maybe some rocks that we don't like. How much excitement is that? And so I will see you sometime this weekend for the premiere of the King Tides video. I'm going to go tend to these doggies that are hollering at me right now. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful and spectacular evening and weekend. Steinkerns to you and yours. And, you know, the wise is like, love what you're doing, love your rocks. If things get hard, fall back on the community and your rocks. You know, we got you. They're the softest rocks you'll ever fall back on. Cheers to you. Gonna roll the credits. This is the last time on this beach walk, and we've got new credits coming up next time for you. Love you all. Happy Friday. Happy rocking to you. Thank you, Jahik, for coming on. And we'll see you around the way at the lives and all that kind of good stuff. Cheers. Are we alive, everybody? Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? man, we can't hear me. Let's start over again.